Today I am demoing a technique called lock spinning from the fold, and I am using kid grade mohair locks. See my kid grade mohair locks? And I prefer to use a lock length of about 3 to 5 inches for this technique. You'll notice these are about 4 inches long. And so what I'm going to do is I'm spinning on my Kromsky Sonata Encore, and I'm going to introduce the lock in from underneath. I'm spinning clockwise, so I'm going to introduce from underneath. And you'll notice that I drafted from about the center of the lock. That's where the spinning from the fold comes from. I'm drafting from the center of the lock, bringing in from underneath to introduce it, and then spinning, okay, holding the, I'm holding the yarn with my left hand, drafting with my right hand. And now I'm going to, as I draft back with my right hand, I'm going to take my left hand and I am going to run it right down the center of my draft zone. Just kind of guide right down the center of my draft zone. And just kind of slide down the center of my draft zone. Just slide down. Draft again from the center. And then just run my fingers down the center of my draft zone again. Run my left hand down the center of my draft zone again. And just kind of run my fingers down that center of that draft zone. By only running my fingers down the center of the draft zone, that is going to allow the curls that are to the left and the right of the draft zone to kind of pop up along the yarn. See how those curls are just kind of popping up along the yarn like that? Can you see those curls? See how those curls are just kind of coming up and popping up along the left and right? There they are. See those pretty little curls? Aren't those just adorable? I love those little curls. This is called lock spinning from the fold, and it creates a really nice, delicate little yarn with these precious little teeny tiny curls. And it is one of the ways to be able to enjoy the locks and the curls on the yarn of the locks, the curls of the locks, and still be able to create a finer, more delicate yarn without being quite as bulky. And I like that. I like to be able to create a finer, more delicate yarn sometimes that is still curly, has still got those pretty little curls on it, like that. So my technique is to use my right hand to create a draft zone, and then use my left hand to just slide down the center of that draft zone. Just the center of the draft zone. Not to smooth it all the way, just to be able to allow those curls to pop up to the left and the right of my fingers. Ta-da! Lock spinning from the fold. Isn't that precious?